Hello and welcome back to Sunless Sunday, where we sail the Sunless Sea with me, Bardon, and Lady Sakura. So first off, we're going to explore Vendavite. Here they favour candlelight over gaslight. The shadows of swag like cobwebs. The tomb colonists stand still enough to be mistaken for sculpture, till they laugh or cough. One building of three seems abandoned. Okay, here, Azela shouts. There's something nestled in the mossy crook of a grey-leafed tree, a wooden serpent, lacquered with black, red and yellow. Its eyes are garnet flakes. That'd fetch a good price at the bazaar, the sailor observes. But it has a cursy look, points out another. The genie magician has a use for it. Okay, let's take it anyway, see what happens. You recognize it. It's an image of a finger king, a serpent thing that crawls beneath the skin of mirrors. They might be real and they might not, but why take chances? You order the confiscation of all mirrors until journey's end, and explain that'll keep the ship safe. There's some grumbling from those sailors who like to trim their beards, but the measure reassures most of them. We gain 2 terror, we got an outlandish artifact. Okay. Now, let's do this as well. Okay. Ho, Captain! I have 12 sad and bandaged souls here. They're choosing their final fate. Will you take them on one last diversionary tour? It may be a longish trip. Make sure you have enough supplies. This will replace 12 supplies with 12 tomb colonists. Who you need to take to 3 destinations in the Undersea. Mouse over your objective. Tomb colonists quality to learn the destination for each visit. Okay. They'd like to go to Shepherd's Wash. Shepherd's Wash first, and 2 other destinations after that. Bring them all back, and I'll remunerate you lavishly. The operator leans in and whispers, honestly, I don't mind if you bring back a different set entirely. Bandages are all very forgiving, but a full dozen, please. Okay, so we lost 12 supplies, and we get 12 tomb colonists. So supplies might be a bit of trouble for us. We'll have to see. And let's go to shops. So because we know that this might be trouble, well, let's see what else we have. We could sell a vision of the surface. We have 15. Let's hold shift and sell 10. There we go. Okay, so we got ourselves a bit of money. We don't need to buy tomb colonists there. Okay, so let's buy ourselves some fuel. Okay, so that gets us pretty even. And we don't need any more mushroom wine. Or, well, we'd have to sell the mushroom wine. We're not buying it. So let's head on out. And then we're off up to Wither. Wither and then Codex. So feeling good. That means that either the Lifeberg or some Z-Bats are going to attack us pretty soon. Increase our hearts. Who increases our irons? Increase our irons. Yeah. Oh, she creates a wound, does she? And then secret, we have 2 secrets. Yeah, I want to do it. Give you another 50 years, you'll be teaching me. Cool. So irons are up a bit, so hopefully that helps us to kill things a little more quickly. After from the foredeck, it's good that people are happy. We went to the fog bank. Okay, we need to kind of guide ourselves a little bit more in this direction. Boreal Reach. This is snow. Touch it and it puffs the vapor. Your crew huddles close to the warmth of pipe and funnel. Okay, no lifebergs, please. Uh-oh. What did I just say? Stupid lifeberg. So let's go a bit faster. Turn this way. Oh god, it's getting a bit too close. Okay, we can't straighten up because he'll get to us. He should have difficulty finding us though in the fog. Unfortunately, we're sailing around in the fog and increasing our terror. But we've gotten by it now, so as long as we don't slow down, we'll be okay. It won't catch us now. Yeah, we've lost it. So let's get ourselves to Wither. We then do the Admiralty's commission. And Shepherd's Wash is where Shepherd's Isle is, isn't it? Isn't it? Pretty sure it is. We'll check that in a minute. Let's do what we need to do in Wither first. Okay. Let's gather intelligence. The citizens of Wither enjoy questions, so much so that they always answer a question with another question. This can make intelligence gathering frustrating. Are you asking for any particular reason? At what time of day? Is that your hat? Might it be 6? It could be 6. Eventually you cobble together enough implication and supposition to compose a report. Okay, a riddling contact. So that one would need mirror. Yeah, we don't have enough mirrors for that. So let's do this instead. Your contact's riddles make little sense to you. Perhaps you can combine them with your lore you've already learned. This will use up the fragments. Okay, yeah, we can use up the fragments, it's fine. A long struggle. Eventually you tease the meaning out of his words. It's like trying to convince a cat to release a ball of wool. He's cat smug too. At last you have your information. Okay, we now have one strategic information that we have to deliver back. Surely even with her 50 echo is not worth it. Let's explore the town. Wither is a quiet, chilly town of grey stone and closed courtyards. People are neither exactly unfriendly nor exactly hospitable. They have the irritating habit of answering a question with a question. Here and there are odd sights tucked away. Fisher folk, sailors, a shady couple of likely pirates. And is that a drownie down by the water's edge? They sit round a fire at the sea's edge, passing around a bottle of something viscously black. They're wagering on riddles. Will you join them? Okay, let's bet an echo on the simpler riddles. A cat shadow. The Frenchman grumbles but pays up. Okay. And then, no, we don't want to do shore leave. The House of Questions. I don't think we want to do anything here. Good gain Salt's attention. We don't want to, though. We don't want to defy the gods either. We need to get 100 echoes for that. Right, well, let's head off to Codex then. And while we're going, we're going to open our Gazette. Journal. There we go. Okay. Network, Nuncio, Objectives. The last tour, Shepherd's Wash. Okay, well, oh, sorry about that. Just hit escape. I'm from a generation that used escape as a means of closing things down, so I'm always expecting it to close, you know, if I have something open, rather than to open a new menu. Let's spin them a story. A hiss of horror from the lookout. The glim lamp at the front of the ship is spluttering and arcing, fizzing with blue light. Even as you watch, the blue fades, but it's not a good omen. Let's spin them a story. Now, any lubber knows what a blue light means. Rubies the size of grapes, and grapes the size of apples. Of course, the island's only visible in blue light, and then only for an instant. But if we find it, my heart, if we find it. They grin. They don't exactly believe it, but they'd like to. Hulu's Fire Terror and a Z story. Okay, let's get ourselves down towards Codex. Okay, on the surface the sun still warms the earth, or so one assumes. But it could be a case that the catastrophe that hit for Frostpunk happened, and it's no longer warming the earth. Let's pop in there. Out of Codex. Compile a port report. No one will speak. This is a challenge. The exiles see many come, fewer leave. Some are even willing to communicate, but their gestures are unfamiliar, their meanings unclear. Even when you can understand, these are answers without questions, as useless as a key without a lock. Okay, and I think that's pretty much all we'll do here. It certainly is. Let's head off. Okay, and next is going to be Frostbound. It's going to angle in that general direction. Hope for no lifebergs or anything crazy like that. So it looks like Shepherd's Isle is where we have to go. And then from there, so here and then the salt lines, then over to Shepherd's Isle. And then from there we can decide whether we're going to be going up north or somewhere in the south. Depending on where the two colonists want to go. So let's not plan too much ahead. Frostfound, vast and chilly, a fortress sieged by questions, answers and riddles. That was a weird drink I just had. I got some, it's just Fanta Grape. The Fanta Grape isn't weird itself. It's just that I poured it into a glass of ice probably about maybe 30 minutes ago. And because of the heat, most of the ice is melted. And there's just one little bit in it. So when I drank it, it was like, oh yeah, this is nice and cool. And then the little bit of ice that I didn't see went in, and I almost got it to the point where I was going to choke on it, but caught it just before then, and then was able to enjoy the drink rather than choke myself to death. So look out, shouts far above. The false stars in this cavern roof are shifting. A rare and ominous event. What now? Let's record the change and assign a name. If the new shape seems well omened, your crew may be cheered. Who knows? The alarming pig doesn't sound good. Pigs! One sailor sighs. It's always pigs. What's wrong with pigs? The boatswain shakes a solemn head. Never ask about pigs at sea, he insists. Okay, we gained just one terror though. Okay, we need to be going kind of slightly north of the light buoy. The good thing about going here and going to the salt lines is that we should get some more supplies, which will basically just stretch out how far we can go, just that little bit. Okay, so Frostfound. Let's get our port report. What are the squatters up to? Bickering amiably, but all our Arimi are withering. There's the odd researcher, the occasional deranged ice sculptor, now and then a very cold, very sad rubbery man. But for the most part, an atmosphere of friendly rivalry reigns. Okay, and then we shall take some tea. Some of them wear the robes of Arimi riddle fishers. Some look like wooden folk, but even more ragged. But they do seem a little more practical than either of those peoples. A surprisingly warm welcome. We're keeping the steps for a game of truths, a helpful riddle fisher explains, as she fills your cup for a third time. Every year, the people of Irene and Withern meet here for, she pauses, contests. She finishes vaguely. The difference between a question and a riddle. One day someone will prove themselves enough to enter the castle. We spend a pleasant few hours while the tea is supplemented with Irimi liqueurs, pale Withern beer, and something the riddle fisher describes blandly as snake cake. They offer you fuel and supplies before you leave. We keep enough to spare, the riddle fisher grins, for Time to time, a captain gets lost and comes up here, and we always feel bad for them. Well, thank you very much for that. So we lose some terror, and we are now going to be on our way. Right, so I think probably the Zalt Lines is where we're going to end the episode. A baked breeze rises, the improbable scent of stone out of some distant desert. You are close to the salt lines. One of the best things to think about this game is that the way the prose goes is that almost every time I see an S at the start of a word, I want to pronounce it as a Z or a Z, depending on which one you prefer. Both are acceptable. Okay, Jellyflower, hi. Okay, let's get over here so our terror doesn't skyrocket. Now, there's no way that Jellyflower should actually be able to see us, but apparently it will anyway. So let's just shoot it. Oh wow, we left it up too. Oh, and then we missed it. Nice. Let's make sure. There we go, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, let's get some supplies out of it. Thank you. What's going on with that pirate frigate over there? Oh, it's stuck. It's stuck in the light buoy. Well, we could maybe sneak up behind it and kill it. I'm sure as soon as we get there, it'll unstick itself. Right, so into the salt lines we go. Let's get our port-to-ports. Every time, even time is altered here. Who comes to survey the ruins? We do, on occasion, actually. Let's pick over the encampments. We gain 5 terror, but we do get 1 fuel and 2 supplies, which is great. So, we're going to end the video there, as I said, and as always, if you have enjoyed, please hit that like button, share with a friend or two, or on your favorite social media, and I really hope to see all of you next time. Goodbye.
Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, maybe you'll hit the subscribe button there on the right and check out some other videos here on the left.